Hey people of the earth, let's look at some apparel mods. I don't care whether they're individual outfits or outfit packs, whether they're military or civilian clothing, whether they're lore friendly or not. Let's just take a look at some mods and see how they stack up against each other. I'm going to focus on less popular mods that only have a few thousand downloads, so there should be some stuff in this video you've never seen before. The only outfits I'm not going to look at are heavily sexualized, I think that's the word prudish people like to use. Outfits, for obvious reasons that I don't think I have to spell out. Everything besides that is fair game. Okay, you know how this works. Which of these mods would I actually recommend? This time, it's really hard to choose any of them because all of these mods have huge problems. But I guess that's what happens when you go lurking into the depths of the Nexus. It's like reaching into a toilet bowl. All you're going to find is shit. But I have to recommend something, and it's going to have to be the PMC Operators Pack. I must stress, this mod is absolutely not lore-friendly in any way, and it has some problems. Namely, its apparel items don't support dismemberment, and it kind of requires Caliente's Beautiful Bodies enhancer. But if you want to turn Fallout 4 into the latest Modern Warfare game, it's not a bad choice. There's tons of customization for every single piece of gear in the mod, and everything is ultra high quality. You'll probably need a lot more outfit packs to supplement it to fully transform the game into a modern military shooter, but the PMC Operators Pack will make a good starting point for that purpose. Anyways, let's take a look at all of these mods in detail because I have a lot to say. First up, we've got a mod called Desert Punks, a Raider outfit pack. It adds 45 new articles of clothing to the game, which can exclusively be found on Raiders. These outfits have been added to leveled lists directly, not using an injection script. That means this mod will conflict with any other mod that edits Raider clothing leveled lists. The outfits themselves mostly have a tribal look, and they're all covered in grime and dust. They show off a lot of skin too, which suits a desert setting perfectly, but doesn't fit into Fallout 4's windy and rainy autumn setting. The textures are very detailed, all being authored at 2K resolution. These outfits work for male and female vanilla bodies with no significant clipping issues in my experience. If you're using Caliente's Bouncing Breasts enhancer, there are body slide files available to help you rebuild the outfits yourself. I don't know or care to know how to do that though, since vanilla bodies are perfectly adequate for me. When it comes to balance, there aren't any issues. Most of these outfits count as under armor, so you can wear modular armor pieces on top of them. None of them have significant protective properties unless you use Ballistic Weave. If you do use Ballistic Weave, obviously armor values can get insane, but that's a balancing problem with the vanilla game, not this mod. And the mod doesn't make things any worse. My biggest problem with this pack is the broken dismemberment. Many outfits disable limb dismemberment entirely, and those that don't sometimes have missing gore caps. Face masks can also be left floating in midair after decapitations. Not every outfit has broken dismemberment, but it seems like the majority of them do, and that's a big disappointment to me. But if you can live with it, and you're looking for a Raider clothing mod to complement a desert landscape overhaul, this will be one of your only choices, flawed as it is. Our second mod is Raider Clothing, which adds around 120 new articles of clothing into Fallout 4. It adds a new store to the east of Hardware Town where you can buy most of these new outfits, but you can also find them on enemies. Just like the last mod we looked at, they're added to leveled lists directly, not via an injection script. This will lead to conflicts with other mods, especially considering just how many leveled lists this mod edits. Despite the mod's name, it adds more outfit variety not only to generic raiders, but also the Triggermen and even the Forged. But these outfits aren't very high quality since they're all nif-bashed together using vanilla assets. They definitely fit right into the vanilla game, and at first I thought this might be a good Vanilla Plus mod for people to download, but the more I tested it out, the more problems I saw. Luckily, none of those problems had anything to do with balancing, as again, these outfits don't have crazy armor ratings until you use Ballistic Weave to boost their capabilities. But this mod does have missing meshes, in particular the Vermin's outfit and Armored Highwayman's outfit, which are both invisible. Many outfits are also considered under armor when they shouldn't be, resulting in clipping with modular armor pieces. Some outfits also have gloves that clip into the hands in first person, and there are a few minor misspelled words like radiation helmet. And of course, dismemberment is completely screwed up too, perhaps even more than the Desert Punks outfit pack. Many outfits again have broken gore caps, especially on the legs, and there can sometimes be weird stretched geometry after dismemberment occurs. You can also see some floating clothing pieces too. Some outfits don't have problems, but many of them do, and even if you can look past all these visual bugs and ignore the poor quality of these assets, there's definitely way better outfit packs out there, especially for raiders. Knowing that, it's impossible to give this mod any consideration. Third up, we've got Gordon Freeman's HEV suit. You're supposed to be able to buy this suit at Drumlin Diner, but it wasn't properly added to Trudy's shop container, so your only option is to craft it at a chem lab. There's two variants of the suit, the Mark IV and Mark V. Both have very simple, low-poly geometry that contrasts heavily with the ultra-detailed and sharp 4K textures. The Mark V suit looks a little better since it has nicer-looking shoulder and knee pads, and fewer visible UV seams. Neither suit looks truly amazing, though. And on the balancing front, both of these suits are exceptionally overpowered. The Mark IV and Mark V make you immune to radiation completely, they give you 50 extra carry weight, 1 extra strength and agility, and they have 260 and 360 damage resistance respectively. They can also be upgraded further to make them even more broken. You can wear modular armor pieces on top of the HEV suits, but this causes some terrible clipping. This probably should have been disabled, especially since these suits are already overpowered enough as is. And these suits don't support dismemberment. Limbs refuse to detach, and while you can blow off the head, the helmet doesn't disappear. A lack of dismemberment support honestly isn't that big of a deal for this suit, since in all likelihood only the player will be wearing it. The only purpose I can think of for downloading this mod would be doing some kind of Gordon Freeman challenge run, but it wouldn't be much of a challenge considering how overpowered this suit is. Our fourth mod is Riot Armor Redux. This armor is not integrated into the game in any way. The only way to acquire it is to cheat. I've linked 2 mods in the description that will add the armor into leveled lists, should you want that. I must say though, this is some pretty cool looking armor. It's super detailed, and the set comes as modular pieces, so you can wear them on top of any Under Armour outfit. These pieces can be upgraded at an armor workbench and appear to have the same upgrades as combat armor. But Riot Armor has slightly better protective properties than combat armor while maintaining the same weight, so in terms of balance, it slots in quite nicely as a rarer, lightweight alternative to heavy combat armor. The helmet even offers some radiation resistance. Unfortunately, dismemberment is screwed up. The knee pads and arm guards don't disappear when limbs get removed, and neither does the helmet after decapitation. So if you like the look of this armor and want it integrated into your game, it's best to leave it only for the player and for NPCs that have a low likelihood of dying. Fifth, we've got the Modern Warfare Russian Gorka pack. This mod doesn't have leveled list integration, and there aren't any dependent mods to add it into leveled lists either because this mod isn't very popular. Regardless though, you can craft the Gorka suit at a chem lab. Once you've got it equipped, I think you'll find it's a very attractive suit. Every crease and fold is modeled with care, and at an armor bench you can pick between 9 different color options. Unfortunately, there is no ballistic weave option, so this suit is pretty much useless in combat compared to any clothing that does support ballistic weave. At least the Gorka counts as under armor, so you can wear modular armor pieces on top of it, but because the suit is so baggy, you're guaranteed to have some nasty clipping problems. This mod's description says it requires Caliente's Big Booty Enhancer, but I didn't notice any difference between having that mod loaded and keeping it off. The Gorka suit covers the entire body, so it's not like you're going to see any mismatched skin textures without CBBE. Like every mod we've seen so far, the Gorka pack has dismemberment problems, namely, there is no dismemberment support at all. The limbs simply don't come off. Anyways, this is definitely not a mod I can recommend. There are other significantly more popular mods that add Gorka suits. I would advise looking into those instead. Next up, we've got Ranger PCU uniforms, male only. This mod adds 5 military uniforms, although they all look nearly identical. In any case, they're not added to leveled lists, but you can craft them at a chem lab. Despite being noted as male only in the title, female characters can equip these uniforms just fine. They will of course adopt the male body shape, but with an outfit as baggy as this, it's not as big a deal as you might think. The uniforms are quite attractive, with detailed models and crisp 4K textures, but statistics-wise, they are insanely overpowered, having 125 damage resistance, 25 fire resistance, and 35 energy resistance. And they can be upgraded further with Ballistic Weave, bringing the protection to insane levels. These outfits count as under armor, although prepare to see tons of clipping if you actually try placing modular armor pieces on top of them. They're not dismemberment friendly either. Any character wearing them can't have their limbs severed. I'm not really feeling this outfit pack at all. The PMC Operators Pack offers far more customization if you want to roleplay as a modern soldier, but I guess this isn't a completely terrible choice. 7th, we've got the mod NCR Veteran Ranger Fallout 4 New Vegas Redux. This mod has no level list integration. You can only find the Ranger outfit from a master-locked safe in Nick Valentine's office or on a table in Fallon's department store. There's 2 versions of this outfit, and the version you should use depends on whether you're using a handheld Pip-Boy replacer. If you aren't using a handheld Pip-Boy and you try using the non-Pip-Boy version of this outfit, most of your screen will be blocked, so make sure to use the right version. This outfit has incredibly detailed 4K textures. No matter how far you zoom in, they'll never get blurry. The mesh is excellent too, even taking advantage of Fallout 4's cloth physics. And this mod is well balanced. Modular armor pieces can't be placed on top of the outfit, so it can only be upgraded with Ballistic Weave. Unfortunately, dismemberment isn't supported for the Ranger Cloak. Any character wearing it has indestructible limbs, but at least decapitations are still possible while wearing the Ranger helmet. Overall, this is a pretty cool outfit, and if you liked it in Fallout New Vegas, I don't see why you should let little things like lore incompatibilities prevent you from enjoying it in Fallout 4. This is definitely the second best mod on this list. The best would be our 8th mod, the PMC Operators Pack. It comes in both 2K and 4K versions. I'm showing off the 2K version. This mod adds 14 articles of clothing, and damn do they look good. They're not integrated into leveled lists, but there are dependent mods that will do that for you, and in any case, they can be crafted at a chem lab. What's most impressive about this mod is its insane customization. Every single item has 17 different color schemes, and you can even attach patches for various Fallout factions, as well as real-world country flags. These items are also compatible with Ballistic Weave, which will be necessary to give them any significant protective capabilities. The base outfit does count as under armor, but adding any armor pieces other than the ones this mod comes with will result in tons of clipping, so I wouldn't advise it. The mod's description implies it requires Caliente's Blue Balls Enhancer, but I didn't encounter any oddities when not using it, so personally I wouldn't even bother loading CBBE at all. The biggest negative of this outfit pack is the lack of dismemberment support. Limbs cannot be torn off of characters wearing these outfits, and any headgear worn during decapitation will remain attached to the character. Still, if you can look past that defect, this could be an incredible mod for those who want to turn Fallout 4 into a tactical shooter. I've never seen outfits with this much customization before. 9th, and finally, we've got the Modern Warfare Remastered OPFOR Outfits Pack. This mod adds 5 different outfits, a beret, a shamag, and a helmet. None of these items are added to leveled lists, but they can all be crafted at a chem lab. The models and textures have been ported straight from Modern Warfare Remastered, and they look pretty good, but I wish all the unusable equipment like backpacks, radios, and smoke grenades were optional attachments, not integral parts of the outfits themselves. In fact, unfortunately, none of these apparel items can be modified at a workbench, which leaves them with their rather lackluster starting statistics. These outfits also don't count as under armor, which is probably for the best due to potential clipping issues. Not that this mod doesn't have clipping problems. The sleeves of the BDUs stick straight through the Pip-Boy in third person, although thankfully the screen itself is not blocked in first person. Dismemberment is, like every single other mod on this list, completely screwed up. The legs refuse to detach at all, and headgear, sleeves, and gloves remain attached to the character model after their corresponding parts have been removed. Dismemberment really should have been disabled entirely rather than left in this broken state. Overall, I can't say I'm much of a fan of this mod. Okay, that's all the mods I had time to look at. It's a shame they were so bad for the most part, and I can't believe we went 9 for 9 on mods with broken dismemberment. Bethesda already did all the hard work putting dismemberment into the game. You would think it'd be easy to copy exactly what they did, but I guess not. In any case, I'll definitely need to look at more outfit mods in the future, and actually pick some great ones next time. But until then, toodle! Special thanks goes out to my sole patron on Patreon, You probably donated by accident.